Welcome to our channel, $1 Million Made Easy. I want to help you know your numbers. I'm 73 years old. I wish I would have known these numbers decades ago. On this channel, I want to help people know how they can achieve a comfortable retirement, even if you're just on a modest income, especially if they start early, are consistent, and just use something as simple as an S&P 500 index fund. You can do this. I may give you some examples here. These are just some sample things. Let's say, for example, we got somebody that's age 32, can save 30,000 a month, or has saved 30,000, can save 350 a month, and has expenses of 5,000 a month. And you can see the other examples here. And we're just going to show you how this works, because we can run your numbers too. I want to run your numbers. I want to show you, man, if you can get started young, these numbers are going to blow you away. So let's go ahead and do this first example here. We're going to look at somebody that's 32 years old. This is one of the spreadsheets that we use. I have lots of them, but I just want to show you in this example, if I remember what it is, just bear with me a second here. What happens when you're 73, you forget things. So we got a 32-year-old. He's got $30,000 saved up. He can save $350 a month. And his current expenses are $5,000 a month, which we're going to go ahead and allow for inflation with that. And if he's 32, he's got 35 years till he reaches full Social Security age of 67. This just shows you how this program works. So this $5,000 he currently needs, if you give that 35 years of a 3% inflation rate, he's going to need $14,000 to have the same buying power as $5,000. But I want to show you something. Folks, even if we don't even take into account Social Security, and we use the numbers for the absolute worst case scenario for the last 100 years, which would be 1974 numbers, he would have put in 177,000. In the worst case scenario, he'd have 1.871. And if he started withdrawing this 14,000, which is what this would be inflated to, he would be out of money at age 98. But that's not taking into account Social Security. And I want to show you how important Social Security can be. Even if just got $1,000 a month, his money would last. Showing all the way through here. This is the worst case scenario, second worst. This is the 90% column. In other words, 90% of the data for the last 100 years, you'd have these amounts or better, with the median being right here and the highest being right here. So that's how all this works. So I just want to continue working these numbers to show you this individual, not even taking into account very much for Social Security, going to have no problem. Let's go ahead and clear this, and let's go ahead and back out of these again. I'm just going to show you how this works. Let's go with the next one, just to show you what we can do on this channel. Next person is 35 years old. He's just been able to save 25,000. I want to encourage people that maybe are in their mid-30s and think they haven't been able to save very much. Don't necessarily give up and say you can only save $300 a month, and his expected expenses are $5,500. Today's dollars. This case, we got some problems here. Running out of money in the worst case scenario at age 80. I need to get this back over here a second. Using 1987 numbers, you're running out of money at age 80 if we start taking out this 14,163. Remember, we haven't put Social Security in there, so we got to do that. But in this case scenario, you would run out of money at 80, the second worst 81, and 90% of the time, or 10% of the time, you'd be running out of money at age 83. And the median age would be 86. But we haven't taken into account Social Security. What if we just use a standard average Social Security of $2,000 a month? Now, in the worst case scenario, he's lasting until 92, 95. So he's not in that bad of shape after all if he just takes into account Social Security. Now, how's he going to know what he's going to get from Social Security? I also want to point this out on this channel. You can use a Social Security quick calculator, type in your date of birth, put in your earnings for your current year, and it's going to calculate what you might get your approximate retirement benefit at age 67. And you can just use those numbers. So we go ahead and plug those numbers in. So whatever you tell me to run the numbers, I'll go ahead and run them. Okay, that's this individual. Looks like he'd be in fine shape almost every case except these worst two. Their money would run out at 92 and 95, which really isn't that bad. But let's continue on. Let's go on with the next individual. Just to show you again, it's a wide variance here. But you're on a modest income, you're not a millionaire, you can do this, folks. So let's say somebody's 38 years old and has been able to save up $55,000. and can save $400 a month. And future expenses, let's do it at $6,000 now. Again, we can do all kinds of different variables here. I just want you to see these numbers, folks. So the $6,000 over the next 29 years from age 38 to 67, he's going to need $14,000 to have the same buying power as this right here. And if you did that without taking into account Social Security, worst case scenario, again, you've seen this before. Worst case, run out of money at age 85. Second worst, 87. And 10% of the time your money would last till 90. 90% of the time your money would last till 92 or better. Your median it would be lasting. Now, let's start doing something a little bit different here. What if you want to retire a little bit earlier? We got to put the Social Security in here. Let's say you do Social Security quick calculator and it says 1,600 or 1,700. You got your money lasting. What if happens if you want to go out a little bit earlier? I just want to show you all the different variables you need to consider. If you want to retire a little bit earlier, right now you got your money lasting in every situation except the worst case, and even then it lasts till age 99. Isn't that incredible? Let's go to age 66. Retiring 1 year earlier, which means you have one less year for these numbers to accumulate. So you're going to be running out of money at these time periods. Let's go age 65. Which is when you can start taking Medicare. Now, 90% of the time, your money would still be lasting till age 95. But that kind of shows you the kind of numbers we can do. Let's do one more for you. Let's clear this out. Let's do the final example. Somebody that's 41 years old. I'm going to go back to zeros here. Age 41. Oh, I wish I would have seen these numbers when I was younger. So he's been able to save $45,000. He knows he's behind where he should be, but he can save $350 a month, and his expenses are $5,000 a month. Again, I'm trying to stay kind of where the median American family is in expenses, $5,000, $6,000 along in there. Again, going from 41 to 67, that's 26 years. Is $5,000 going to grow to $10,783 to have the same buying power with this 3% inflation rate? Right now, we got the situation where you're running out of money at age 77 in the two worst case scenarios, and 10% of the time you're actually running out of money at 81. But we haven't taken into account Social Security here. Let's say you go to Social Security quick calculator, and he's getting $2,200 a month. Now your money's lasting to 106 in the worst case scenarios, and 90% of the time it's lasting. You're not run out of money. See how important that is to have your numbers run to give you some idea of where you might be. These are no guarantees, but what we do is use returns for the S&P 500 for the last 100 years, and we simply project ahead what similar returns might do for you. And doing those numbers, this shows you what we can do for you. Folks, let me run your numbers. Just put it in the comment section. I love doing it. Again, I wish somebody would have showed me these numbers a long time ago, because I just want to know. I want you to notice right here, there's $350 a month for a 26-year period. Would have put in $154,000 over that 26-year period, and in the worst case scenario, you'd have $636,000. Second worst, $718,000. 90% of the time, you'd have at least $802,000. And the median for the last 100 years for just a 26-year period is $1,080. You go back here to the earlier age here. Let's just go to 35, which gives you 32 years until you reach retirement with these same kind of numbers. We're not going to worry about this over here. We're just going to see what would accumulate to. You'd have after 32 years, you'd have $179,400 you put in there. And in the worst case scenario, you'd have $1.648 million. Folks, it doesn't take that much to get to that $1 million if you start early. Let's just go to one more thing. Let's just say you can only contribute $250 a month. Now you got 1.45 in the worst 32-year period, but you still got over $1 million. See what that can do if you just get some money in there, get it working for you. Again, all these numbers are variable. We can change them. But I just want especially young people to see these numbers. But I also want to encourage people that are maybe middle-aged that think they're kind of behind the curve on how much they've got saved to not give up. If you got 25 or more years till retirement and can put in any kind of money at all, like $350 or so on, you're probably going to get enough money so when you take into account Social Security, your money's going to last in retirement, and you don't necessarily have to have that $1 million to do it. That's what the numbers show. Please consider subscribing. Let people know about the channel. I want to help as many people as I can. I don't want people to end up at my age not knowing these numbers and wishing they would have known them. Please subscribe, please share, please like the video, and thanks so much for watching.